start with a big story in India, where the elections to choose India's 14th president will be held today. NDA-backed candidate Ram Nath Kovind is expected to sweep the elections with almost 70% of the electoral college supporting him, while the opposition-backed Meera Kumar has the support of about 17 opposition parties. So a total of 4,896 voters are eligible to participate in today's election, of which 4,120 will be MLAs and 776 elected MPs will be eligible to cast their vote. Now, the election is through a secret ballot, which will prevent the parties from issuing a whip to their members to vote for a particular candidate. The Samajwadi Party is divided on the presidential elections, triggering the possibility of cross-voting, and voters will not be allowed to carry their own pens into the ballot box and will have to use a serial-numbered pen with violet ink. Now, ahead of the elections, Congress Supremo Sonia Gandhi has called the contest a clash of ideas and a conflict of disparate values. Now, she said, and I quote, "We can't and must not let India be hostage to those who wish to impose upon it a narrow-minded, divisive and communal vision," unquote. Now, addressing an all-party meet on Sunday, Prime Minister Modi congratulated all parties for a dignified election campaign for the presidential polls. Now, the counting of the votes will take place on the 20th of July in New Delhi. Incumbent President Pranab Mukherjee's term will come to an end, and the election for the position of the Vice President are also scheduled to be held on the 5th of August. Now, the presidential elections for 2017 is an election of many firsts. There will be unique serial numbered pens of violet ink for marking ballots. A special poster of do's and don'ts for peaceful polls has been issued, and there's also a non-issuance of whips this time round, with secret ballots having been introduced. And for more on this, we are joined in by our correspondent Raghavendra Rao. Raghavendra, this of course is a very significant day in Indian politics. We expect Ram Nath Kovind, who's got the backing of the majority of the ruling party, to of course go through. But what are we to expect for the presidential polls? And there are of course several firsts that have been introduced in this election. So if you could just give us a roundup of what we can expect today.
Well, indeed, a big day as far as politics in India is concerned. This is a very important election to the first citizen, to elect the first citizen of the country. Now, as we know, there are only two candidates in the fray. Ram Nath Kovind, who till recently was the governor of Bihar and was then chosen by the NDA to be its presidential nominee, is likely to emerge victorious, given the fact that he enjoys the support of enough MLAs and MPs who will be voting in today's election. The opposition has tried to put up a serious fight by fielding former Lok Sabha Speaker Meera Kumar, but the fact that the numbers are clearly stacked against her, it's more of a symbolic show rather than any serious competition, so to say. So I would be, or it would come as a huge surprise if Meera Kumar could get or ends up getting a good number of votes than already projected. That is unlikely to happen. But yes, Ram Nath Kovind is the front runner. The fact that even opposition parties like the Janata Dal United, they are also supporting him. They have broken ranks with the other opposition parties in a bid to support Kovind. He should sail through easily. As you were mentioning, many interesting features which are being used in today's presidential polls, the voting process. Each voter, each MP or MLA, the moment he enters the polling station, they will be asked to surrender. If they are carrying a pen of their own, they'll be asked to give it to the polling staff there, and in lieu of that, they'll be given a specially numbered, a serial numbered pen that will contain indelible violet ink. Now, the idea here is to ensure that there is uniformity in the ballot papers. We must remember that paper ballots will be used for voting during these elections, and only those paper ballots which have been marked using this violet indelible ink will be considered valid. So no MLA or MP can use his or her own pen to make this voting choice.
Absolutely, Raghavendra. The other point which I want to discuss was the using of the secret ballot. You know, by using a secret ballot, effectively a whip cannot be issued, which may bring in the possibility of cross-voting. Are we seeing any possibility of any parties where cross-voting could take place?
Well, yes, that's the beauty of the presidential elections. It's one election, and that too to elect the first citizen of the country, where party whips don't really come into play, and that is that throws the field wide open, because MPs and MLAs can vote according to their own conscience and not necessarily follow the party line. But as far as this particular case is concerned, there may be random instances where you know, some electors, some MLAs or MPs may decide to switch loyalties and vote for a candidate which has been fielded by the other side. But we are not expecting any major deviation from their stated positions. So there could be some random instances where some MLAs might deviate, but it's unlikely to make much of a difference.
Absolutely, Raghavendra. Do continue to stay on with us. We'll, of course, need your inputs for the other big story that we are tracking in the day. So